Good evening, I'm Jeff Lyons. It is, of course, Tuesday night here, July the 1st, 9 o'clock, time for the First Alert Weather Show at 9. We stream every night at 9 o'clock, so you can get that weather and only weather here before you head off to bed or other streaming endeavors or whatever it is you're doing. And this is the only show that we are interactive, our streaming shows. So if you have questions, comments, you can put them on the 14 News Facebook page. I'll be checking those about halfway through the program tonight. So let's get right to it. Really not a lot of active or wild weather here as we head into Independence Day on Friday. In fact, it's going to be very nice out there. I just came in here a little while ago and you can tell the humidity is way down. The air not nearly as close and oppressive. And it'll be a little warmer each day so that by Friday, the 4th of July, we will be back into the low 90s. It'll be humid again. It'll feel like the 4th of July. It's supposed to be hot and humid on the 4th, for Pete's sake. Over the weekend, on Saturday, we get up to 94. That looks like the warmest we will get. Then we kind of level off there with some clouds and maybe some thunderstorms returning by early next week. Looking ahead at the heat index, and of course this is how the heat and humidity impact the way you feel out there. Certainly manageable through Friday. Friday a little hotter there, 98 at the peak heating. And then over the weekend, some triple-digit heat index values may return to the tri-state. Storm risk is nil, certainly tonight and tomorrow, and I doubt we'll see anything on Thursday as well, and probably Friday too. So, typically, taking last July out of the equation, July tends to be a very quiet month. We'll get a couple thunderstorms and, things like that. But July, August tend to be the quietest severe weather months. I say that, of course, because last year, July, if you'll recall, on I believe it was the 10th, 9th or 10th, we had tornadoes, 7 of them. There it was on the 10th in Posey County in southwest Indiana and western Kentucky. Way too soon to say if we'll have any trouble with tornadoes here in this July, but it's very unusual. Looking ahead, rain potential through Tuesday. This would take into account any rain that falls Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We're kind of backloading it here because right now we're just too dry for any rain to be a problem for us. Temperatures have all moderated very nicely here in the Ohio Valley. Notice Pierre, South Dakota is still warmer than us at 84. Helena there at 88. And out west, Phoenix at 109. Of course, it's always hot there. Las Vegas at 97 at this hour. So we have some hot temperatures to our west, but pretty tolerable readings here in the tri-state. And up close here, close to home, pick your favorite town, whether it's Lewisport there, 75, and Huntingburg at 75. Washington actually a bit cooler than everybody else, 73. Greenville tends to be the warmest on most nights, currently 83 there in Muhlenberg County. Feels like temperatures have pretty much come in line with the actual temperatures because our humidity is much lower. We hit 91 today after 72 this morning. And since we only have one day here in July, I figured we would recap June, which turned out to be warmer and wetter than normal. We had 0.38 of an inch on early Tuesday morning or late Monday night, early Monday morning, I should say. So, we definitely got our rain for June, 6.5 inches, and for the year now, we are about 8.5 inches ahead of normal. That's quite a bit to have kind of in the tank or in the bank, so to speak, halfway through the year. Now, of course, that can all go away. If we go into drought in July, August, that surplus can quickly turn into a deficit. So anyway, it's not a guarantee. We won't see a flash drought or some kind of drought condition sometime this year. For tomorrow, temps climb back into the upper 80s, and you see the active weather still kind of cooking out here in the plains, but that high pressure between us and the storms will keep them at bay. We had most of our rain here in the tri-state between about midnight and 4 a.m. this morning. And looking ahead, not much will be able to penetrate that big dome of high pressure through Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So that will seal our fate for a pretty nice 4th of July and accompanying weekend there. The European model even pushing our rain chances back now to Monday. Remember yesterday we had a little rain chance in there on Sunday on the Euro, and maybe Monday, Tuesday as well. 67 tonight, clear skies. Tomorrow we should climb to about 89. And over the next 7 days, our temps will gradually get back to typical or slightly above normal July readings, with mid-90s showing up and the humidity coming in as well. Longer range, we're expecting above normal temps through the 11th of July, and a little bit wetter than normal too for that same period. Our our pet pick tonight, Molly, won't come out of the box there. It's all right, girl. I've seen that look many times. You know how the cats are. They find a spot and they tend to stick with it. Unless you put them there, then they won't have anything to do with it. If you put a cat in a box, they won't stay in there. All right, let's have a look at your questions and comments this evening. We've got Laura Gray in from Dawson Springs. Welcome, Laura. Jeff Miller's in tonight. Cheyenne Hammonds, as long as it's not as hot and humid as last week for the 4th. Yeah, it won't be. Adam Lewis is going to Putnamville this weekend for a sprint car race. Oh, you were the guy trying to camp up at Hobstadt a couple of weeks ago, and I did you dirty on that one. Well, hopefully Putnamville will get their act together. Let's see here. No rain, we like that. Okay, well, we'll work on that for Adam Lewis. Putnamville, there's a prison there. That's in Putnam County. Isn't that close to Greencastle, right? Up that way? I used to work, when I worked in Terre Haute, Putnamville was in our coverage area. All right. Alice Madaw is staying home and cool. Star Henderson says good evening. Jimmy Dean says hey. All right, well, it's good to hear from everybody. I have a real short science corner for you tonight. We've got wildfires out west again, and it's important to note, here in the tri-state, we could certainly have wildfires too. We've been pretty fortunate, but we do have several large wooded areas nearby. We have Shawnee National Forest to the west. We have the Hoosier National Forest over in Perry County, and going over toward Louisville, and then we have the Pennyrile State Forest, Audubon State Forest, Ben Hawes State Park. We have all these different, Harmony State Park, many wooded areas, Lincoln State Park. Now I'm going to just keep rattling off state parks. My point is, we've been lucky we haven't had wildfires. They're certainly possible if the conditions are right. This year we've had so much rain, I think we're in good shape. But out west, it is fire season, and sometimes these fires get big enough they create their own weather. And you think about that, it's kind of a microcosm here of the world at large. You have rising warm air, hot air, and smoke in there, so you've got particulates and you have condensation nuclei. And as they go up, if the atmosphere is unstable, which it often is, over a forest fire, then a thunderstorm can actually develop. Cumulus clouds and thunderstorms. A pyrocumulus cloud could have lightning, just like a regular thunderstorm. And as the rain comes down, it will evaporate and produce a downburst, which could just recharge the fire. Obviously, if you have a fire going here, you're not going to have a lot of moisture to draw up into the storm, and therefore it's probably not going to help mitigate the fire at all. But the lightning from a pyrocumulus could spark new fires out there. Kind of a grim thought. And while we're talking fires, be careful with your fireworks too. Even though we've had a lot of rain leading up to the 4th of July, you still want to, be careful where you shoot those things. I've seen more than one bottle rocket start a hill on fire near my house, so don't, just use common sense, okay? Casey Stewart, surprised we haven't had much heat lightning. Well, we've had some distant thunderstorms. We actually had, heat lightning is just a distant storm. Really has nothing to do with heat, but we had some of that, I think, yesterday, didn't we? Wasn't Jeff Miller looking back to the northwest, or was that Friday? I'm trying to think now which day it was. Or no, you know what? I was in here Sunday, and we had some storms up there. Sometime we had some. If we have distant thunderstorms that you can see the lightning reflecting on the horizon, then that is what causes heat lightning, as we say. All right, that's all I have for you tonight on 14 News at 10. We'll look ahead to Independence Day and the weekend. If you all have plans this weekend, I think we're going to be in good shape, weather-wise and otherwise. So please be safe and I'll see you on 14 News at 10.